Don't worry, I'm a doctor. A doctor education. Yep, they're all dead. Today, I'm at the coast of the Gulf of Mexico, having a nice and relaxing beach day. I was not expecting this, or was I? Thank you. This actually occurs every year. This part of the Gulf is known as the dead zone for, well, obvious reasons, but why does this happen? Well, let's go to the time machine over there and find out. Time, space, dimensions, time machine. Welcome to post-World War II, the United States. War is over, the people are celebrating, and the population is exploding, which means there isn't enough food for everyone, because right now we use industrial fertilizer, which means compost and manure. These contain healthy nutrients which, when this fertilizer decomposes in the ground, these nutrients will be released and they help plants grow. But just not fast enough to keep up with the rising population, so we had to switch to a cool new fertilizer, ammonia. That's great, we just spray it on our crops and they grow much faster, but there are two things that you have to know about ammonia. One, it's super toxic to animals, and two, do not mix it with bleach. Even with the upsides of ammonia, all of that nitrogen in it is going into the ground and will eventually reach a river or a lake or, well, the Gulf of Mexico. The rivers and the lakes that we're used to were our water supply, so now there's poison in our water supply. Luckily, we went and we chased waterfalls, and now we have filters, so we should be fine. But when you have the nitrogen in the Gulf of Mexico, there are certain other consequences. Look at these green spots.
What are those green spots, Dr. Education?
That's a great question. These are algae. When ammonia reaches the Gulf of Mexico, it causes algae to bloom. These blooms are called HABs, or harmful algae blooms.
But why are they harmful, Dr. Education?
Another good question. Because they cause death. Algae consumes oxygen from the water, and as you should know, oxygen is what we breathe, and basically every animal needs it to live, including the fish of the Gulf of Mexico. So when the oxygen is taken from the waters, no animals can get any oxygen. Algae also releases toxins when it decomposes, further harming the marine inhabitants. The reason I'm talking about the Gulf of Mexico is because of a region here that occurs every year, a spot that can be as large as New Jersey where any fish that enters it will die. This is known as the dead zone. In 2021, the area of the dead zone clocked in at around 6,334 square miles. That's right, 6,334 square miles where any marine life that enters it will die. That's greater than the size of Palestine. Luckily, there is a solution. A new method called electromagnetic stripping can strip the nitrogen out of the water, and we can use that nitrogen for other purposes. We can also use a method called cover crop, which is basically covering your field with plants that will filter the ammonia from the soil. And now we've pretty much covered today's episode. Alright, now, how do I end the episode? I guess, well, the last episode kind of ended abruptly, didn't it? There was definitely something missing.